Hi guys, so this is the lesson on the area of a triangle. For the area of a triangle, the only thing that you need to remember of is this formula right here. So I will highlight it with something more visible right here. So I will show you why it is half of a rectangle based on the drawing that we have over here. If you take a look at this, see the triangle over there. However, if I draw more lines, hopefully you see that I have a rectangle with the length of 4 and the base of, or the length of 4 and the height of 6, right? Now the thing is, the green highlighted line, hopefully you see it, basically divides the whole rectangle in half. The first half over there and the second half over there, right? And because of this, once we find the area of the rectangle, which is 4 by 6, we can simply divide it by half to get this first triangle over here, right? And that's why it says area of a rectangle divided by half or times by 1/2 will give you the area of the triangle, okay? So in this case, the length of the rectangle is 4, width of the rectangle is a 6, and that will give you the 24 of the area of the rectangle. But we know that the triangle is only half of that rectangle, the triangle inside of it. Therefore, 24 divided by 2, which will be 12. Okay? So then, if we get to this one, same thing. We multiply the bottom. Now I'm going to actually name this slightly differently. Base. Okay? So the base is the bottom instead of calling it length. And then the height is the replacement of the width. So for the rectangle, it has a length and width, whereas the triangle has base and height. So for the area of this one, all we have to do is base times height and then divide by 2. So here our base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. And we have the height of 3. Therefore, it is 8 times 3. And then we divide that by 2 using your calculator. And that gives you the area of this triangle, which will be then 12. So it will be just 12. Now, again, remember this is an area. Therefore, your unit must have something squared. So I'm going to call this one units squared. Okay, if it were to be meters, then meters squared, kilometers, then kilometers squared. Now, example 2, same thing. The height is 1, the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the base is 8. Therefore, the area is 8 times 1. And then we divide that by 2. Using your calculator, it will give you 4. So the area of this very thin triangle is then 4 units squared. Last one, this one seems a little weird, but remember height means from the base to the tallest point or the highest point. So we know the base over there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the height, again, remember from the base to the highest point in a straight line. So the highest point is this, and from the base, that's basically the height. So that's the height, and therefore the length of that is 2. So it will be 7 the base times the height, and then we divide that by 2. And that will give you 7. So the area of this triangle is then 7 units squared. So for the final word, basically, if you have a triangle that looks like this, doesn't really matter. The highest point to the base straight down is the height. Okay, so from the highest point to the base straight down, that is your height. Whereas the base is just the base. It's easy to locate it, right? Now, the question is, what if I have a triangle looking like this? Does it really matter? All I can do is I can rotate this and then redraw it so that one side, or I will say the longest side usually, comes down to the base, or maybe flat horizontal way. So then this becomes base, this becomes the height. Okay? So do not freak out if you have a triangle that doesn't look like this, but rather looking like this. Doesn't really matter. Rotate it, and then you will see it. Okay? So the area of a triangle is always base times height divided by 2. And that will give you the answer for the area. And remember, that is also half of a rectangle. And this actually means if you double your triangle's area, then it will give you the rectangle area. Okay? And as long as you remember that, it should be okay. All right, thanks for watching.